The mission of a local nonprofit is to provide leadership, direction, and integrated resource management for quality services that support our vision of success for children. Coming up on Polk Place, we'll talk about their accomplishments over the last year. Hello, I'm your host, Tricia Pichette, and with me today are Debbie Burdett, the Director of Strategic Partnerships, and Belinda Kramer, the Marketing Manager for the Early Learning Coalition. Hello, thank you for coming, ladies.
Nice to be here.
Now, you have had a very, very busy 2019, and if it's okay, I even have a list. We can touch on some of the things that happened this year. How about the literacy initiatives?
Well, in January, we had a special event that happened in Winter Haven, and it was part of a statewide observance of literacy, and that's the key to learning. Literacy is a huge, initiative within the Early Learning Coalition. So we spoke with Mayor Brad Dantzler's office, and we were thrilled that he agreed to come out and read to our children at one of our providers in Winter Haven. The Building Blocks Academy was thrilled to have him come.
Well, he's amazing. He's very animated.
He was so wonderful with these kids. And so across the state at the same time that morning, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom was being read, and he also was reading it to these students. So it was a great event, but it also, reminds us our leaders can come out and get involved in things like this. And so he was so gracious to come out, and I would like to say that even our Polk County Sheriff's Office has sent some of their staff and their deputies out to read to our students too. So we hope that continues going on, because literacy is a very important initiative. So anybody that's interested in coming to be a reader, we would love to have you.
Fantastic. Well, how about the 2019 Wheels of Steel?
Wow.
How did that go?
I am proud to share some of the results and outcomes of our first indoor custom bike show. First of all, we learned a lot. It was the first time to have that type of event, even in Florida. So we were very excited to be the organization that kind of established a signature event for the Early Learning Coalition that was unique. So some of the results that we found out was, first of all, a good presenting sponsor, Geico. I don't know if you realize it, but Geico is the second largest motorcycle insurer in the U.S.
Oh.
So when we sat down with them about the event, they said, you know what, this sounds like a perfect fit for us. We're very excited and are very close to having them as our presenting sponsor again this year. Another thing we learned was we had found the perfect location in our RP Funding Center. I mean, where can you go in the summer if you like to ride, and ride to it, walk into a display of beautiful custom bikes in the air condition.
Nice.
Not worried about the weather at all. So that was a good thing. We brought about 650 bike enthusiasts.
650?
650 bike enthusiasts to Lakeland, Florida.
For your inaugural
for
event?
Our first event, which I don't know how many first events you've done, but when you can bring that many people to a first time event, it's pretty good. So we're super excited, but we also learned a lot. And our team sat down, and first thing we started talking about is what can we do to make this event even more dynamic. So what we learned is, first of all, we had a one-day event last year, and when you get the vendors coming from all over, and some of the bikers as well from other states, and we had several, we found out that it's just not worth their while necessarily for a one-day event. So we learned that we needed to turn this into a two-day event. So that's done. Our 2020 event's going to be June 13th and 14th back at the RP Funding Center. We also heard from some of the folks that came that our admission ticket price was too high. It was $20. So we've adjusted. accordingly. This year, or for the 2020 event, there'll be $10 online and $12 the day of the event. Our veteran riders are $10 tickets, and children under 12 are free. So
Excellent.
that's something we're excited about. Another thing is we have a new format. First of all, it is a 2-day event, so we are going to we have proposed a biker build-off competition between 2 nationally and internationally recognized custom builders. So that's in the works. Don't have everything confirmed just yet, but there will be a build-off. And that will start in January 2020 and go through June, the day of the event.
Oh, okay.
And the day of the event, everybody there will have a chance to vote for your favorite custom build-off. So that's going to be fun.
Well, congratulations on the success of this year's event. That's outstanding.
We're very excited about it.
Excellent. Well, how about this year, nurse-family partnerships?
Okay, so with the Early Learning Coalition, we have school readiness programs that are wonderful, along with our voluntary pre-kindergarten. But we have a unique program that among the 30 coalitions, we are the only coalition in the state that does offer it, the Nurse Family Partnership Program. And it's a very special program where first-time moms that qualify can be assigned a nurse to them to come out and start making sure that they are aware of what this life-changing process of having a baby is going to entail. And it also is inclusive of their family, you know, and everybody's getting ready for this baby, and they even, with literacy starting as early as reading to that unborn baby, to where, you know, they understand that this life is going to be a life of a baby that they're going to support, and so will the nurse. So the nurse kind of becomes a mentor and a friend to the family from before the baby's born up until the baby is 2 years old.
Now, forgive me, you said comes and visits. Are you
Yes.
saying that the nurse goes to the mother's home?
Yes, she makes home visits.
Really?
And in so doing, you know, listens to the mom, but also counsels and, you know, gives a lot of information about the baby. But there might be information given out about maybe education opportunities. We want to develop these moms to be very independent moms that can be very responsible and be wonderful moms as well. So it's beautiful. And so this year we had our second graduation. At the age of 2, the nurse then, you know, the assignment's done. But the friendships that that come out of it is just beautiful. It's a very beautiful, unique program that's been very, very successful. And we're very proud to offer this through the Early Learning Coalition of Polk County.
What about the No Small Matter documentary? What is that?
So the No Small Matter documentary was a thought that after we saw a trailer to this very unique documentary, our coalition's CEO, Dr. Mark Hutek, thought that this was something interesting. We had both seen this trailer and felt that this would be something that the community would just be quite aware of why early learning is so important. So it was a 90-minute documentary that we brought to our downtown Polk Theater. And
wow.
We had over 300 people attend. We invited a lot of our local government representatives, and Representative Melanie Bell came, which we were very excited about from our state level representation, to have her come out and along with the community see why we need to really support early learning.
Now the 2019 gala,
Yes.
let's see, Families of the Year. What is that?
So we just celebrated our 3rd annual gala. It was held over in Winter Haven, venue 650. If you've not been there, if you get a chance, do go by. It was beautiful. And our theme for the night was the magic of early learning. We had probably 180, 190 community leaders attend. And for the first time at a gala, the Early Learning Coalition presented our Families of the Year, and that was pretty exciting. We were able to recognize one from the School Readiness and Voluntary Pre-Kindergarten Program, and then the other family was representing the Nurse Family Partnership Program that Belinda just spoke about. So it was amazing to watch these families. We sent out nomination forms to all of the 350 providers that we work with, and they nominated families. And then we had a panel go over all the nomination forms and select the family of the year. It was amazing to hear these families speak and to see them, and most importantly, it, again, a visual that you realize how, it's just so important to start working with children the moment they're born. That is when learning begins.
And it's not just the parents, it's the community as well.
Absolutely right.
Now, I would imagine that you have some advocacy opportunities.
Absolutely. And, again, we spoke about that the night of the gala, so it was a good night. It was a wonderful night, and it gave the 180 community leaders there, all of our sponsors, that came in, our board, they were really able to see the outcome of their support, whether it was a donation, whether it was a voluntary thing, they were just able to really see for the first time how the ELC serves these families. Grandmas and grandpas were there. It was a big night for those two families. It really was. We're very proud.
If someone wants to help the Early Learning Coalition, how do they get in contact with you? If they want to volunteer, if they want to donate, how do they get in contact with you?
Well, we're all about building ambassadors for the ELC. That's kind of our focus.
Exactly.
So we are accomplishing that by actually just calling people, sitting down with face-to-face meetings to different community folks and leaders. And in that process, we've already met with all of our county commissioners. We've sat down and made sure they understand who these families are and the needs that they have. We've met with the county manager, not the new one just yet. Looking forward to meeting him. We've worked with the Polk delegation. We've presented there. We've had many conversations with Melanie Bell, our state representative at the state level. So she's very, very supportive. She just, as you all probably have heard, she's a new grandmother, just a couple months old, a little baby. So she's very passionate about being a voice for us there at the state level. We've met with many of our mayors, worked with them. We've met with our school board members. We've shared our vision and mission here many times with PGTV as well as Big 4 Radio. We've had sit-down face-to-face conversations with our Sheriff Grady Judd, and we've learned, if we do not make sure that all children enter school ready to go day one, that if, by the time they get to the 3rd grade, he's able to pretty much base how many beds he'll need in the jail on the 3rd grade completion rate. So he's another key stakeholder, him and his team there. He's always been very gracious. He was our speaker last year at our gala. So we work closely with his office, and as Belinda mentioned, many of the deputies and folks that work with the sheriff's office volunteer and go in and read to these kids. So we're very proud of that partnership as well. And then we are proud to be members of our chambers of commerce. Our staff, many of our staff are members of different civic groups where we then get the opportunity to present our message and share our story with those folks. And we are a United Way partner agency, so we work very closely with the United Way of Central Florida. So we try hard. So if ever you're interested in being a part of the work that's being done at the Early Learning Coalition, just go to our website, give us a call, put our information out there, volunteer with us. As you can see, we've shared some pretty fun events that go on. So not only is it for a good cause, but we make sure you have a good time. So.
Well, ladies, this has been really interesting. Thank you both
you're
for
welcome.
coming, and thank you for everything you
us.
do. Early Learning Coalition of Polk County wants you to know that the quality of early education and care significantly influences academic and social development. Their vision is that all children enter school healthy, ready, and eager for lifelong learning, with the collaborative support of parents, families, educators, and the community. For more information, give them a call at 863-733-9064 or look them up on the web at www.elcpolk.org.